Namaskar, I'm Parth. Today I will show you a different approach to calculate the thresholding level by Otsu's method. This is the previous code I have created, and please don't forget to check that video for the explanation of Otsu's method and the code development process. Here I will not show how this code works, but I will make some changes here. Some of our viewers asked us by mailing us that in this code there is a for loop, right? So, what is the process of eliminating that for loop, like the vectorized code form, right? So, in this session, I will discuss how to vectorize this code. Okay, so let's start. Okay, our goal is to vectorize this loop. So first of all, we will remove this loop. There are two things you have to understand. The first is function handles. Let me show you what are the function handles. Suppose if I write like this, at the rate of x and x plus 10, suppose, and let me give it a name k. Okay, see, this k is a function handle. See, you can see here 1 cross 1 function handle. So if I write k of 0, then it will give 10. It is like a function. If I write k of 1, then it will give 11. So the first thing which you have to learn or you have to know about is function handles. Okay. The second thing I will tell afterwards. So what we will do, we will create function handles of all these variables: omega b, omega f, mu b, mu f, and sigma, right? Okay, so let's do it. What we have to just write, at the rate of k. We already have written that in the form of k, right? This all equations or whatever it is are in the form of k. So we have only have to add at the rate of k. So I will copy it and add it everywhere, right? This space isn't required, but I'm just giving it. Okay. So now one more thing. Okay, here also I have to give. And one more interesting thing that here it is omega b, but what I have to do, I have to call its function here, so it will be omega b of k, same as here k. Okay, and here also, right? So I will copy this and paste it wherever required, right? Okay, so now we have a sigma, but this sigma will not directly call itself. We have to run it to a number of variables, right? So I will just rename it like sigma underscore function. Okay, now we have to find sigma, which we have used here. This same variable we will find here, like sigma is equals to, now there is a the second thing which I was talking about is array function. See how it works. L is equals to array func, right? This is the function name. K is my function and I have to run it to 1 to 5, suppose. Okay, see, for 1 answer is 11, for 2 answer is 12. So it runs the given function handle or set of inputs, right? So what we have to do, we have to run the sigma function. It's a long name, I would copy it, to say suppose 50 to 250, right? That's what we were doing previously, right? Okay, so now we have a sigma. This sigma would be same as our previous calculation of loop, right? So what I will just comment here is create function handles and run array function, right? See, there is one major thing to notice here, that all these function handles are using or are of linear functions, I would say. They are only using one variable k. If there are two variables, like suppose f of ab is equals to a into b or a plus b or anything which is non-linear, I cannot use non-linear, but which consists of two variables, then there is a function replacement of array1, it is bsx function, right? So you can explore that bsx fun, this is the name. I will just show it here, it will appear the name. Okay, this is the it. Apply element wise operation to two array with implicit expansion element, so you can check that. So here our work is done. Let me just run it. And I will rename it also, because I might have the same function. I would like to rename here also because it is necessary. Okay, so now we will run also yes of a, right? Let's see. It's very simple. Okay, there is an error. Undefined function or variable k. Okay, I forgot at the rate here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have not forgot at the rate k, but this k is of no use, right? This is the proper syntax. Okay, the syntax was wrong. Now let's see. I have just started MATLAB, so it is taking a little longer time. But I think there are no errors, so it's running fine. Yes, we have the output. Yes, it is thresholded. And let us check what was the threshold value. Okay, I haven't taken output, so there is only image. But yes, we have performed the exact required task. Actually, let me run once again by using a breakpoint here, so we can observe the variables, right? So yes, now it's speedy, right? Because I have previously I have run it first time, so it was taking a long time. Okay, you see, these are the function handles which we created. This is also, this is the answer of array function which we implemented over 50 to 250, right? Or 50 to 200, I guess. So that's how you do vectorize the code, right? And it takes less time. This function array_fun takes far more less time than the for loop, so it is actually vectorized, right? MATLAB gives the functionality to vectorize your single for loop using the array_fun command. And if you have nested for loops, loop in a loop, then this bsx function would work. This would work. Okay. There is a correction here. See, let me run it once again. Now you see, the sigma consists of only 201 values, and what we are finding the location of its maximum variance. But this is not the right way, right? Uh, we have already created sigma of zeros of 1 to 256, and now we are just overwriting that So what we have to do, we have to write here also 50 to 250, because the values of sigma which we calculate should be on the exact locations so that we could find the actual thresholding level. Otherwise the levels will be not on the actual locations. So that's all for today. Thank you for watching the video. Please help us expanding the community. Like, share and subscribe the channel. Thank you.